We're live from Redhook here at the Function House. Mike Gentile, along here with Anthony Vitale. Tonight we got a very special guest, DJ Shortcutz. What's up, man?
How we doing?
Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
Welcome to the Hook. Welcome to Redhook.
Thank you for having me.
What's going on?
No, man, just want to say thank you, first of all. Big fan of this show, man.
Thank
Big
you.
fan of this
Big
show.
fan of Shortcutz.
I like what you guys are doing here, man. This is really, it's good for the game. And it's a good look. I like it a lot.
Thank you, thank you. Well, we're really excited that you came to the show.
It's nothing, man. Thank you. It's an honor. Thank you for having me. I've seen some of the guys that you had on before me. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, well, right now I'm excited for Shortcutz because Shortcutz is making some serious noise.
He's making some waves right now.
He's
Right?
came along. I mean, it's been like 15 years we know each other, like
Wow.
DJing and doing different things, and now to see him like get involved like heavily in the game, it's like this is like a movement right now. So I'm happy.
Yeah.
Thank you.
How many
I
nights a week are you playing these days?
It ranges. Sometimes it's 7. Sometimes it's a minimum about 5. So anywhere from 5, sometimes 6. You know, but
So
if
let's-
I could, I'd work every night.
Yeah.
Who am I to turn down money?
So how did this all start? Let's take a step back and talk about how you got into the whole game.
I mean, I was always a fan of music, you know, and the DJing thing was just something that caught my eye. I would say I was in the 8th grade, and one of my good friends, his brother, had a pair of turntables, and I would always remember we'd wait till he'd leave the house, and we'd sneak into his room, and we'd start playing. I had no idea what the fuck I was doing. Am I allowed to curse?
Yeah, you can say whatever you
Where
want.
was this? Where did you grow up?
I grew up in Portchester, which is in like Westchester County, and I'll never forget. That was when Smith and Wesson, the Soundboy Burial record was out. We just kept bringing that back, and I would watch him do it. And it just caught my eye. And from then on, it was just.
What was his DJ name?
That's a good question. I don't even think. I think he just Jimmy. I think he just went by his.
I guess
his
he's
first
not
name.
DJing anymore.
No. He's got a family, kids. He stopped like before I even started. You know.
Yeah.
So it was cool.
So that's how you got involved.
I mean, that's how I first got the you know,
bug.
when you see something and you get fascinated by it, you say, I gotta do that shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's and then I started with the school dances and then the teen nights. Just like everybody came up, you know.
Yeah.
I had the proms and it just worked my way up the ladder, and then finally I hit the city circuit, and then from then on it was I just hit the ground running, you know.
So you hit the city circuit. What were the promoters that first brought you into Manhattan?
Well, there's a guy, John Paul Prano, was the first guy to bring me into Manhattan. I'll never forget this. He was, I was playing at a club in Stamford, Connecticut. It was called, it was More, I forgot what it was before that, Premiere or something like that. You know John Paul,
Yeah,
obviously.
of course.
John Paul, he's not a small dude, you know? And I'm playing there one night and I'm DJing, and I'm 100 pounds soaking wet at the time, and I'm in a guinea tee. I'm rocking the mic like I'm Flex. I don't know what the fuck was going on. And this big dude, he's like just standing there, and he's just watching me, and I'm like, I'm not even gonna lie. I was scared for a second. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Why is this dude just watching me? And end of the night, I went. One of the promoters' name was Anthony, and I said, yo, who's this big dude that is just watching me? And he's like, you don't know who that is? And he was in the game at the time, you know. He was in the game, so he brought me. He came to me, and I had a barbershop, so I'll never forget. He showed up to my barbershop the next day, and he said, you were scared last night, weren't you? I'm like, yo, what were you doing? Like, why are you watching me? He's like, he said, I see something in you, you know. And he was always good with like noticing talent and stuff like that. And he's the one that brought me to the city, and that's when I first started with Joe Messina, Jules, Pre, Lynx.
How old were you at this time?
I had to be maybe 17, something like that, 18 years old. And
I remember seeing your name on the flyers.
yeah, I mean, I would open up for Finesse. It was crazy, and then Finesse was, it was crazy. Like, 'cause I just got into the circuit, and I'll be the first one to sit here and say that I had a problem with all the DJs do now. Like, I would be burning through records, and I would never forget Finesse would come in. He'd just give me that look, like he'd look at me. And now, like, as you go on and you study the game, you realize how it works.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I was like, oh shit, like, me and Finesse are close, man. We've been friends for a long time, and like a bunch of years back, I'm like, yo, I didn't mean to burn you like that.
You also get to understand how important an opener
guys.
Of course,
Yeah.
of course.
It's extremely
And
important.
It's extremely important. And now I'm on the other side because I'm headlining and I'm coming in and all these guys are burning me. You know what I mean? And it's like, it's not even the fact that I take it personal that you're burning me and you're running through hits, but like you're ruining the integrity of the party.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's one of the biggest problems I think right now in New York, a lot of places. Like even when I go to St. Martin, like you got guys running through hits before 12 o'clock and it's like there's nobody in the room. Once you get to that point where you touch down on like a new record or something that is new, they don't want to hear anything old anymore. You know what I mean? So it's like the objective is to keep that room full till 4 o'clock for the promoter's sake. Keep that bar ringing. You want a full room at 4 o'clock.
That's right.
You know, and when these openers start hitting those records, 2 o'clock, by 2:30, the room's done. You know, and I'll be the first one to say, way back when I used to do that, you know, and I learned and studied, and thank God I don't have to do that no more. Now it just gets done to me, you know.
Well, it's about learning how to pace. Right?
Exactly,
You know?
exactly.
Very important.
You got to take the people on a journey, you know. You got to open up that room, take them up, down, and you take them on a little journey. But there's so many kids nowadays, like this, the Serato's like a gift and a curse, you know.
Yeah.
So it is what it is. You gotta adapt.
Yep.
So
how do you adapt, bro? How do you stay so relevant in this oversaturated game right now?
the game's fucked up, man. It's fucked up. You know, it's not about talent anymore. It's not about your knowledge in music. It's not about how you could play different records, and it's not about that anymore. It's all about who you bring to the club, you know? So you got your regular Joe Schmo who can't even play a record, but he's got people coming in spending $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 on bottles, and he'll be booked every night of the week, you know? So it's not the game's in a fucked up spot right now, you know?
Well, I think it's become more about a business
Exactly.
than really about what it's all about.
And that's what the whole wave of bottle service, you know what I mean? It's not about you and your friends going to the club, having a good time, dancing all night, you know? It's about how much money could you generate for the club. I mean, I get it, but it's not fun for us, you know, to watch that shit. So, it is what it is, man. I'm by no means complaining.
Can't complain.
I'm not complaining.
You're working too much.
I'm not complaining. I'm not complaining.
And you're on some of the hottest parties in New York.
Yeah.
Like the Up and Down Tuesday.
Yeah,
It's got a Tuesday Baby Tuesday. Is one
That
of the
Tuesday
biggest
party's
parties.
been running for about, I think it's like 21 years.
And you've been doing it for how long?
I've been doing it for about 4 years now.
Yep.
So, and I've watched it. I used to go to it, you know. So coming up, and now when you're the actual resident there every Tuesday, it's a pretty cool feeling.
Who put you on for that party?
Shim and Gil and Alon Ghibli, which is their 4K events,
Yep.
and they're responsible for a lot of big parties and a lot of good stuff.
Shim's
in
been
their
around
career.
a long time.
Shim's been around forever. Love that guy. He's a nut job, but I love him. He's a good dude. And they brought me in. I've been doing parties with them since 2007, almost 10 years now.
You're also once a month at Oak on Sunday
One Oak
night?
on Sundays. Me and Ben were actually flip-flopping every week. Now we're once a month. I do Tuesday, Baby Tuesday. I have some residencies, like on Wednesdays in the summer, we do RV Rooftop. And then Thursday, Friday, Saturday, I like to jump around and do the bridge and tunnel type of stuff, you know. The good parties are like during the week when you got a lot of industry people out, and that's when kind of like, I would say the music matters a little bit, you know, but towards the weekend it kind of gets a little bit amateur.
So I see you around a lot with Jada. What's your relationship with Jada? You always with Jada?
Yeah, me and Jada, we lived in the same building for about 8 years. And it's funny because I grew up on Jada. Like, that's my guy, you know, we all did. And it's funny, I'll never forget, like, I say maybe like 7 years ago, I knew he lived in Yonkers. And I moved into our apartment building, and it was like the day I was bringing all my stuff in. And I got everything going through the lobby, and all of a sudden he comes walking in. And I'm like, oh shit. And so I said, what's up, kids? You know, we talk, bullshit a little bit, and then like I would see him every once in a while, you know, I talk to him, and then I started booking him for shows. And then I'll never forget, one day I said to him, I said, "You ever been to St. Martin?" He said, "What's that?" He didn't even know what it was. He didn't know it was an island, anything like that. I said, "I'm gonna take you out there with me." And then I took him out to St. Martin. We did a show out there, and we built a friendship. You know, it got to the point where I'm sitting on his couch watching the NBA playoffs. You know, so it was cool. Like, to grow up on somebody, you listen to him religiously, and then you become friends with him. It's almost surreal, you know.
Yeah.
So it was pretty cool.
Well,
but
you met tons of celebrities. Bro.
Yeah,
there's pictures of you with everybody online.
I've been around a lot of them. You know, it's cool. Like, at first when you I don't think about it because I'm kind of like right in the mix, you know.
Yeah.
But again, like, I remember when I was little back in the day. Oh my God, celebrity, this and that. You get a different type of feeling.
Sure.
You know, and now it's kind of like second nature.
Yep.
So.
Yeah, because you're around it so much.
Yeah, I mean that Tuesday party, there's.
Well, listen, if it wasn't second nature, you wouldn't be cool with all them. You know,
Correct.
You'd come off the wrong way.
Exactly. It was like a paparazzi
Exactly.
almost, you know. And that's not the route you want to take, because then it's not really a good look.
So you travel a lot to St. Martin. You play out there.
Because he got St. Martin on lock.
How'd you line up that gig?
St. Martin. I went to high school with a kid by the name of Brian Kelly, and he was managing the club out there. Did he bring you to Bliss?
Bliss, yeah.
He was right after Bliss, when the Bliss got knocked out of the hurricane. He went over to Tantra, and I was working with a violinist at the time, a girl by the name of Serena Suno, and he just asked me to come out. He was like, you know, I want you and Serena to come out and play. So we traveled out there. We went. We did a show, and then he would bring us back like once every 6 months. But Brian had a family, so I would go out, and then he had another kid who was from Connecticut, which is like my best friend out there, a kid by the name of Manny. And Brian would bring me out there, but at nighttime he would go home to his wife and child. Manny was the kid that
hang out.
Yeah. So I mean, we do bad things, exactly. Shout out Manny. So I mean, we became very close, and then that turned into a relationship where I started going there once a month. And then we started organizing festivals and
Labor Day, Memorial Day.
Yeah, Labor Day, Memorial Day, and then it turned into something where now I'm shifting masses. You know, I mean, hundreds of people out there, and I'm involved with like the tourism. I'm sitting down with ministers. Like, it's pretty wild the way you watch the shit unfold. You know, so like, it was pretty cool, and now it's like my second home. I'm actually applying for residency now, so
That's awesome.
hopefully within the next year or so.
You just did something big out there. As a music
Yeah, I just did it. We did a 5-day Labor Day festival,
Okay.
and we brought a bunch of DJs from New York, and I got I don't know if you know Simply Jess, who's a promoter from Miami. I got her team involved. I got a girl by the name of Mona, Lady Luck, who's from Toronto. So now I'm trying to like go outside of New York. You know, like New York people know about it, but now I want Miami. I want Toronto. I want this to be the next Cancun, and it's slowly turning into it.
And you could bring the Function House down there. And we'll
Let's
stream
do
the
it.
whole thing
Let's
live.
do it. Let's do it.
Do a live broadcast.
We'll do a live
Let's
broadcast
do it.
of the party.
Some of it might be not for TV, but
That's it. It's the internet.
That's why we're on the web.
Anything goes on the internet.
no. But I mean, like I said, it turned into like a second home for me, and I'm trying to get my residency there now. And
So what's interesting, what I wanted to talk about with you, is that you used to have another career, right?
correct, I used to
And
be a
you
barber.
You used to be a barber. You had a barber
Yeah.
shop.
Yeah,
And then, so you were managing both.
yeah, it
And
was
then
killing me.
you came to a point where you said, you know what, I'm going to go all in
Yeah.
with the DJ game. Like, how did you go about making that decision? Because that's not an easy decision to make.
Well, it's like I was going 50 miles an hour in 2 lanes, if I can describe it, instead of 101. You know, like I'm going to the barber shop at 10 o'clock in the morning. I'm cutting hair, and you know, around the holiday time, sometimes you're there till 10, 11 at night. So I'm doing a 12-hour shift in the barber shop, and then I got to be at the club at 12, 1 o'clock, and I play till 4 in the morning, and then I'm right back. So it's like I did it for 10 years. You know, I had a good run. And I don't regret having it.
that mattress too.
I mean, it's not, but as quick as it came in, it's as quick as it went out, you know?
Yeah, I mean, you're accustomed to making all that dough.
Yeah, so, and it was a lot of cash, and I was young, and, you know, you learn as you go, but I'll never.
You still cut hair, though.
I cut hair once in a while, but I'm retired.
He's cutting Afrojack's hair last time
I
I seen him cut.
I actually had DMX in my house the other night. I cut his hair. Like, I'll come out of retirement for my best friend's sons or something
but he
like
just
that.
popped up on the gram cutting Afrojack's hair. I was like,
That was
what the
crazy.
fuck?
Yeah.
How did that come about?
Sujit actually called me. I think Sujit from Scam.
Yeah.
He was managing him at the time, and he was in New York, and he needed a cut. So he called Ben, looking for a barber, and obviously Ben's like my brothers. And called his kid, and I'll never forget. They made me go down to the city. Like, I had a hotel room. I had to meet him in his hotel room. I brought everything. I brought like my whole barbershop there. I brought everything. I had book bags, everything, because I didn't know what he wanted. You know, I didn't know what kind of cut he wanted. So I put everything on the counter.
What if you wanted a perm? Would you?
I would have been like, "You're on your own, man. You're on
He
your
was
own."
gonna get the rollers out. He was gonna get the rollers out.
No, but the barbershop, it was great. I mean, it was a good thing for me, because when you're DJing, when I was coming up, to reach back to the thing with it's all about who you bring. My barbershop it was very popular. I had like 4 or 5 barbers in there, and we were slammed. You know what I mean? Almost every day of the week. So when you have that type of traffic, you know what I mean, 200-300 kids, these are the kids that are going out on the weekend.
Yeah, man.
So it's like you're hitting from both ends. All right, you want to come out, you need a table, this and that. And then that's when I started to build my following, you know, and that's when I started to get booked a lot, because I'm showing up to the club with 40 people outside. Yeah. And it's like the bouncers and the promoters are looking at me like, the fuck are you doing? Like, what do you think I'm going to walk all these people? I'm like, you want me to send them home? Like, what do you want? What do you want to do? You know, and it worked. And then, like, I just did it for so long. I had a 10-year run, and it got to the point where you could see the DJ thing kind of growing a little bit. And I said, let me go after it. If this doesn't work out, I could always go back.
You can always go back.
I could always go back.
That's a skill that you're always going to have.
Yeah, I mean, I still cut my own hair. I got a barbershop in my house, so it's like riding a bike almost.
So the barbershop was like your platform.
Yeah, it really was.
You know?
It was.
And that really, it went perfect.
Yeah, I
the
mean,
profession that you're,
it
DJing.
helped. It helped a lot. I can't knock it. I mean, I'm over it at this point, because you got to. It's like babysitting too. You know what I mean?
The barbershop was your barbershop.
It was my barber. It was Shortcutz.
Yep. And you, so you closed it down, or did you give it to?
No, I closed it. I closed it down. We were open for 10 years, and I didn't want to leave. See, the thing with barbershops is you have to be there. You know what I mean? I'm sure you guys know, when you get a haircut, you want your barber.
Of course.
You know, he knows how you cut. He likes it the way you cut. If I'm not there, I didn't want to leave my stamp on something that I wasn't going to be able to control, you know? God forbid somebody came in there and they didn't get something that they wanted, or, you know, if the name I didn't want to depreciate my name. I figured
that's how you build
it's my brand. So again, if I'm gonna have a barbershop, I'm gonna be working in the barbershop. But
well, maybe tonight after the show you cut my his too.
I actually need a cut.
He could use a little hand though.
So let me ask you, who are some of your influences coming up? Who are some of the people that you looked up to as a DJ?
I used to study Riz. I used to study Ben, Finesse, Sizz. I even used to watch you a lot, my man. Those were like as far as, you know, I used to watch different people for what they were good at. Like, I would love to go to a Kid Capri party and watch him on the mic. You know, I would love to go watch and study Ben, how he would use the wordplay and the trickery. And then Riz, he's not human. So when you're standing there, even to this day, if I watch Riz, it's like you don't understand it. Yeah. You don't understand how like a human is that, like flawless. I think I've played with him. I've heard him a million times. I might have maybe heard him miss one beat his whole career, and that was it, maybe. And it's just.
He gets mad too.
Yeah. Nah, but he's a great dude to watch, and you know, him and Crooklyn Clan. Like, I studied those guys, and those are some of the guys that I liked coming up.
That's why he's so successful right now, because
those are the dudes.
Some ill DJs.
Yeah.
How about music preparation?
I'm on it every night, man. It's like, you gotta. Since I'm playing so much, you gotta be on. You know what I mean? Your cue points gotta be on. You gotta be up to date with the music, and like it's funny. I was even thinking to myself on the way over here because I just did the festival in St. Martin, and the preparation for something like that, it takes a lot of time, you know, and you got to do like there's contracts and there's sponsorships and there's so much stuff involved with putting a festival like that together that I started to say to myself, I'm getting away from the music, and it's starting to it was bothering me a little bit, you know, and that's why like when this thing popped up, I'm like, yes, I've been dying to do this because not only am I playing the same shit, it's like I wanna get back to why I love to do this, you know? Like again, I'm a businessman at the end of the day, like we are, but my love is the turntables and the music and stuff like that. So
How important is social media to you?
right now, social media is everything. If you're not on social media, you're finished. Like, if the only way people know what you're doing, who don't know you, is social media. You know, perception is huge. So you could create an aura and ride that wave, and it's something that you need because everybody's on it. You know, there's people that I don't know them, but when I see them, they'll say, "Oh, you took a picture with Justin Bieber or something like that." And it's like, how do you know that from, like, you know what I mean? How do you know me from that? It's like, it's crazy, like the way it works, you know?
It's just the younger generation of just animals on social media.
It's crazy. It's crazy.
I
And
guess it also helps in terms of like reinventing yourself too.
yeah, it is, and it's like, it's all how you put it out there, you know? It's like, if your pictures are crisp and your content is sharp, it creates a different type of aura that puts you above you know what I mean? Like, if you look at someone's Instagram and you see certain content as opposed to another DJ who's probably bigger, but their content isn't there because they don't have it. It's you could perceive yourself to be something pretty crazy, you know? I've seen people build careers off that.
Yeah.
Especially if you have like a professional shooting the pictures. Like
Yeah.
we did a live stream 2 weeks ago on a boat.
Okay.
There was a professional photographer there that shot a bunch of shots of like all
The look
stages.
is just
It was amazing.
it takes it to another
amazing,
level.
yeah.
Like the content, and when you get that high def aspect, it does a lot. It does a
Especially
lot.
if they do some post-production work and make the pictures really pop.
Yeah.
It is a good
It's a
look.
big difference.
Yep.
A very big difference.
So what's next for Shortcutz? You got a DJ tonight, up and down.
Yeah, we're up and down tonight, and I get on a plane tomorrow morning. We're gonna go marry my best friend Ben is gonna get married in St. Martin, so we're gonna go out there and have a little good time. Right back there. So I've been on planes all month,
You're
man.
DJing the wedding?
I'm sure. I already text Finesse on the way over here. I said, "Bring your laptop." He said, "I don't leave home without it." So, so I'm sure I'll play. I wouldn't be surprised if Ben plays his own wedding. You know,
I played a set of my wedding.
you got him.
Yeah, you did.
You got him. So,
So where do you think Shortcutz is going to be in 5 years?
oof,
It's a loaded question, I know.
that's a great question. Hopefully, sitting on a villa in St. Martin somewhere, feet kicked back, just chilling.
That's a good answer.
Yeah,
That's a great
yeah.
answer.
Hopefully you book me.
On the
Come out
beach.
there.
On the beach. That's what I'll be in 5 years. On the beach. That's a guarantee. So,
So did you prepare something for us, or?
you know, it's funny. Like I was saying before, I play the same shit every night. Like, I don't even think I want to touch a hip hop record tonight. To be honest with you, just want to go left, you know, and just have fun. I didn't really. I just threw a bunch of records like in a crate, but I didn't really prepare anything. No.
Well, that's good. We're looking forward to hearing it.
Yeah, definitely.
Cool.
All right, so we're going to take a 2-minute break. We're going to get Shortcutz up on the tables, and we'll be right back.